Yes, graduates, welcome to Hard Talk Podcast with HTK. Fasten your seatbelts.
Hey graduates, well, go on. Look here. This is another episode of Hard Talk with HTK. And today we are going to talk about this whole issue of big man wants young boy or vice versa. Young boy want a big man them. Listen, there is this constant debate going on ever since Itsthickiana has revealed her young man that has recently passed. Lots of people have got their opinions, and trust me, the opinions are opinioning. Everybody have something to say. But let me tell you this. I am not going to confuse personal feelings and preferences with the law. I hear people calling Itsthickiana predatory in her behavior because the young man is 20 years old. Some have been busy writing up their comments even on the posts on my page to express how disgusted they were with Itsthickiana's recent video of her bubbling and whining pan something very stiff, Lord Jesus. Anyway, while I found the post rather distasteful because, hello, I do not wish to be privy to what is happening in the privacy of your home or bedroom on an intimate level. No, thank you. I don't wish to see that. No. That did kind of offend my eyes. But it would not have mattered if the young man was 20 or 40. I still have no interest in seeing that. So yes, ew, that was a bit too much for me. But what was specific about some of the comments about their distaste towards the video was more along the lines of her doing this to a younger man. And as far as they were concerned, it was disrespectful to his memory as he has no past, and also disrespectful to the existing family members of that young man to see him in this light on social media. No, I do not hear any family members pushing out and complaining, so I cannot speak on their behalf, but I can imagine that people are showing empathy and, in their opinion, they feel that it was not appropriate. Well, all I can say is this. You see me, I work with the law. Yes, I work with the law. As far as I am concerned, as long as on paper, on legislative paper, it is legal, I have no condemnation towards Itsthickiana. Yes, that is what I said. We are confusing legalities with personal preference. And you know what I believe is happening in people's minds? You are turning back the hands of time. You're thinking, well, 16 years, age difference, let's go back in time. So it means that when that person was 16, such person never born yet? No, sir. So while you are imagining all of that, you are forgetting the law. As far as the law is concerned, as long as they are above the age of consent and they are considered an adult, they can get involved with somebody of a 16 years age gap or more. Let me tell you this. It may not be our preference, and trust me, it isn't mine. But I believe that there is nothing wrong with an age difference that does not cross a generational gap. And for me, a generational gap is 10 years. But that is my personal preference. One, because I am concerned about the age of maturity, the ability to show responsibility, the ability to acquire one's, own independence in life. These are the things that to me are valuable when it comes to a life partner. And I just believe that younger men are busy out there trying to sow their oats and explore territory and might have some mommy issues when they are trying to, check an older woman. Let me tell you something. I was in the supermarket today. And while I was coming out of my vehicle, now a young boy, I try, draw down. And I have to say, listen to me, young man. You know that you are young enough to be my son. What are you doing trying to approach me? I am too old for you. And he was like, listen, I prefer mature women because mature women know what they're about. They have their life together. So I looked at him straight and I said, listen, you see, in this life, and it will never be with me. But should you ever go for an older woman, please do not use her to replace your mother. Because that, to me, sounds like what it's all about. He reassured me that he was a young man with a career. And, he had his life together in his opinion. But, there are levels to the thing, right? Anyway, the point is that there are some young men out there who generally prefer older women for stability. They believe that these women are not coming to dig out them eye. Remember, young men generally are on the up. They are developing themselves. They are trying to achieve and to grow, both financially and in terms of personal development. So when they have another young girl who equally has such aspirations, they would have to share their time, effort, and their earnings to help to build said young girl. Young girl would equally have to do the same because they are both not yet at the level where they can cruise and enjoy the fruits of their labor. So when they see a big woman with everything sought out, then she is not a risk in terms of stress and demands. All in fact such big woman wants is love and attention and a whole heap anyway. You know what I mean. Them want to have a nice time. And the young men are virile enough to provide exactly that. And no, me not care what anybody want to say. Uno can't dress it up with me. It really is about the good loving. It is. It's about the stamina. It's about the attention. It's about the adulation that you get from a younger soul when you are in your prime. It still makes you feel valid and it makes you feel wanted and sexy. And that's exactly what it boils down to. Older men, however, may not be able to make you feel as though you have reverse time. So, once again, let me tell you this. There is a big difference between personal preference, your own issues with regards to age differences, and what the law says. It is highly unlikely that Itsthickiana would have encountered any legal problems being with a 20-year-old because for the simple reason that he is over 18. And in the island of Jamaica, over 18, you are an adult. You are free to make decisions. Likewise, a 16-year-old is free to engage in intimacy because that is the age of consent. However, it should not be considered okay for a 16-year-old to be with somebody that is in their, adult years. It is ideal for a 16-year-old to be with another teenager. Now, I genuinely believe that the real reason why most people are so up in arms towards Itsthickiana is because of how she had condemned the behavior of Queenie and Dewey on the internet. Her opinionated blogs that she has done about these two has, made people compare notes. When you look at it, she has basically said that Queenie allowed a young man to take her for a ride. And, she not value herself because she have young man that take her for idiot and turn her in a yamed and all these things, right? So at the end of the day, when they see things like that, and then once again, we have yet a much older woman with a younger guy, coming on the internet, breaking down in tears because she has lost him in tragic circumstances. They are comparing the two situations. But let me tell you something that's apples and oranges. Because we had a situation with Queenie and Dewey was very irresponsible. He cheated. He was disrespectful towards Queenie. We haven't got any evidence of that with Itsthickiana and her 20-year-old to date. Does not mean that whatever happened behind closed doors may not be even more comparable. But from what we know and from what Itsthickiana is declaring, that the young man seems to have been very much in love with his older lady. So when we say things like predatory behavior, she is, molesting the youth, she a target the picnic, and that is a baby, and all these things, I'm sorry, but no, that's not what the law says. So me now go work with that. Is it unethical? Is it something that really should make you pause before you participate in such a relationship? Yes, age does matter. No matter how much people say age is just a number, it matters. It matters significantly. Even in terms of the longevity of your relationship, age is a considering factor. So I can understand why people would cringe. I would cringe. Me don't want no young boy. What me I do with that? No, sir. That is not for me. I am not going to say that Itsthickiana has committed any crime when no crime has been committed. These are, in fact, consenting adults. And okay, he may be barely legal in some states of America where he can't even drink because 21 is the age. But he is still, in the Jamaican context, an adult. So, what am I to come out here and say this is not a Purple Heart movement matter? Not at all. Because people have been inboxing me and saying, HDK, you need to condemn this woman because she's like a predator. I said, no, I'm sorry. This is not the case of an underage minor being interfered with by an adult. This is an over 18, barely legal, young man, and he's female in a relationship. So, that is that. So even when you think about it, barely legal is never nice. I can't imagine it. I can't imagine it myself. But Itsthickiana is not backing down from what she has done because she knows that she has operated within the law. Whether she's operated within morality, that is a different thing. Whether she's operated wisely, that is a different thing. We are entitled to have all kinds of opinions about things like that, but let us not confuse freedom of choice when it comes to adult behavior and legality. It is not an illegal matter, and as far as I'm concerned, Itsthickiana can do with her front anything she wants to do as long as it's not with a minor. This is your girl, Head Teacher K, and I'm out. Let me know what you think in the comments.